I am Vaibhavi Thakur, and again I am coming to telling you about the new topic, teaching you about the new topic of economics of standard 11th commerce. So our new topic is micro and macroeconomics. Economic analysis is done to study the individual economic units as well as to study economic whole. So economic analysis is what? To study the different units. It's individual units, different individual units, or also the whole economy. So economic analysis study whole economy and individual units. Hence, for the purpose of analysis, the entire study of economics is classified into two factors. So classified into two factors, whole economy, to study the whole economics, we classified economy into two factors, microeconomics and macroeconomics. So first we understand what is microeconomics. Microeconomics is a study and or analysis of individual units of the economy. It studies the rational behavior of the individual units. So microeconomics study only the individual units of economics, also the rational behavior of the individual units. Microeconomics use the principle of the marginalism to analyze how individual units make decisions. So microeconomics work on principle how the individual makes decision. Microeconomics also study the analysis of the individual behavior and how individual take decision. Microeconomics has set scientific principle showing the behavior of individual units. So microeconomics set the scientific principle which shows the economic behavior of units, individual units. So in short, microeconomics only work on the behavior of individual units and what it make decision. Microeconomics studies issues which emerge from the entire economic setup and impact on entire economic setup. So microeconomic studies on emerge of entire economic setup, how the economy set up, how economy create. It's all things studied in the microeconomics. For example, determination of national income, how we find out our national income, what the importance of national income, which types of income including in national income. So all things. Unemployment, how the unemployment arises, how to reduce unemployment, how to increase the employment. Then poverty, which is a poverty line, what is the definition of poverty, how the poverty create, how the poverty reduce, etc. Growth, how to measure the growth of economic. So all things, all are topic studied under the macroeconomics. Microeconomics only studies the measure of entire economic setup impact, but the determination of national income, unemployment, poverty and growth, all these types of the point studied into the macroeconomics. So next is the macroeconomics. Macroeconomic analysis has helped to give principle for resource management to increase the national income, reduce unemployment, poverty, inflation and so on. So macroeconomics helps to principle to reduce management and to increase the national income, reduce unemployment, poverty, inflation, etc. However, the behavior of individual economic units impact the macroeconomic parameters, and macroeconomic parameter impact the decision of individual economic units. So, all individual economic unit affect the microeconomic parameters, and all the microeconomic parameters impact the decision of individual economic units. Now next is a presentation of information means data in economics. So in economics, the three methods are available for presenting data. First is descriptive manner, second by the way of data table, and third by the way of graph or diagram. So for the intents, the descriptive of relationship between the price of commodity and its demand is stated as. So relationship of price and demand is inverse relationship. When price of commodity falls, its demand expand. Vice versa, price of commodity increase, its demand is decrease. So it's an inverse relationship between price and demand. These can be shown merely by presenting a data table showing a consumer willingness to demand a commodity at a price of commodity. So it's what show is this thing is showing that the consumer want to purchase any product, but in in the different types of price, in different types of finance. So this shows in the following table the price of commodity rupees are there and the demand for the commodity by individual in units. So price of commodity, when the 20 rupees price of commodity, that time the demand of unit is also 20. When price goes increasing, demand goes decreasing, demand increasing, price goes decreasing. Please remember this sentence compulsory remembered properly. So 20 units, the price is 20 rupees for per commodity. There is a 20 units, the demand is 20 units. When price decreased to 15 rupees, the demand is increased by 40 units. When price decreased by 10 rupees, demand increased at 60 units. And when price reached at 5 rupees, demand increased at 80 rupees. So it is the inverse relationship between price and commodity. You can see here the demand in unit in x-axis and price in rupees in y-axis. You can see A, B, C, D. It shows the downward sloping left to right curve. Always demand curve is downward sloping and left to right. Here the x-axis 2 cm equals to 20 unit and y-axis 1 cm equals to 5 rupees. This measurement is given. Next is importance of statistical information. Statistical information support or confirm a principle. Psychology of economic observes human behavior and scientific tools in economic established principle and theory. So statistical information is supported to find any data to create any principle. So philosophy of economics observe the human behavior and the tools of economic stability in principles and theory. Example, statistical data on rainfall and agriculture production a region at one time or in different time helps to understand the cause-effect relationship between rainfall and agriculture production, which economic theory already established. So these examples showing us when the rainfall is made sufficiently, so the agriculture production may goes increasing. So it is the cause-effect relationship. Gives an idea about the changing the trends of economic parameters. With the help of economic data, we can obtain an idea of direction and the magnitude of change in economic parameters. So with the help of the economic data, any person can obtain idea of the direction and magnitude change the economic parameters. So all the magnitude which change the economic parameters and directions is helpful. We can know how the sales revenue of particular firm is changing, and we can know the traits of the employment in nation. So the different data, we can know the sales revenue and we can also know the trends of employment of nation. To make the comparative study easy, if appropriate statistical data are obtained, then the comparison of parameters of over the different time period across the regions and across the nations can be made. So all these statistical information is helpful to collect the data. For example, we can compare growth rate of Indian national income between 1951 to 2015. So 2015, 1951, the growth rate is compared easily. To make a precise presentation of facts, sometimes facts about economic parameters can be represented more clearly with the help of statistical data. So sometimes complicated information can easily shown in the graphs or diagram. Graphs show inflation, agriculture production, regional disparities in income, inflation, etc. So different types of graphs is available. Some requisites aspects in collecting statistical information and presenting in a diagram, graph and chart. Statistical information can be represented in forms of diagram, graph and chart. So we know this statistical information present in diagram, graph and chart. There are helpful in explaining some economic principles, trends and relationship in a simple and suggestive manner. So there are they helpful explaining to some economic principle, trend, relationship in simple and suggestive manner. So all the information is helpful to us. While constructing such diagram, the following particular must be carefully considered. So following particular which is considered such sources of information of data. First, before preparing diagram or graph, we need the information or data. The source of data must be reliable and universally accepted to ensure that accuracy. So it's reliable and universally accepted. For instance, to obtain information regarding growth and development parameters in India. So, information is regarding growth and development in parameters of India, Economic Survey of India, and the data provided by Central Statistical Organization is reliable sources. So, Economic Survey of India and the data provided by Central Statistical Organization is reliable sources. Clarity regarding development and clarity regarding dependent and independent variable. When there is a cause-effect relationship between variables, then the cause variable is treated as independent variable and the effect treated as an independent variable, as its value are dependent on the value of the independent variable. So cause is independent and effect is dependent variable. In independent variable must be presented on x-axis and dependent variable must be presented on y-axis. If we are examining production over the different time period, then the time period are represented on x-axis and production is represented on y-axis. So in short, the independent variable presented on x-axis and dependent variable presented on y-axis. In the time period is shown as x-axis and the production shown on y-axis. In economics, the law of demand, however, price which is independent variable is represented on x-axis. So price is independent variable in demand is shown in y-axis, and the demand which is dependent variable represent on x-axis, and demand which shows the represent variable shows on x-axis. So in the law of demand, it makes totally opposite. Dependent variable is on in x-axis and independent variable on y-axis. Selecting the appropriate scales. In order to obtain a systematic graphs with clarity and appropriate size, proper scale must be taken on the both axes. Example, in a diagram, a distance of 1 cm equals to 10,000 units or 1 cm equals to 5 years and so on. Such scales are taken on the both axes. So proper scales must be needed. If you can't take proper scales, your diagram or graph never be any. Your diagram and graph is never made correctly. Next, presenting the quantitative or numerical information in diagram or graph. So numerical data can be represented in different types of graph and diagram. Diagram shows linear or non-linear relationship. So numerical data presented, diagram, graph. Diagram shows linear, non-linear relationship. Some other types of chart diagram used frequently in economics are bar diagram, group bar diagram and pie diagram. So first is bar diagram. Bar diagram is also known as a bar chart, bar graph. It is a diagram which represents grouped data with rectangle bar with length proportional to the value which they represent. So the bar diagram shows the different bar of different section of the different point with the rectangle bar. Here the example is available, the wheat production in India, year and production. So here we can see the 1971 to 2010 the data is available, the production in percentage is available. So we can easily identify by the help of the side another side graph the representation of data in a bar graph. 2000 so 1970 71 30 23.8%, 1980 to 81 36.3%, 1990 to 91 55.1%, 69.7%, 2000 to 2001, and 2010 to 2011 86.9%. So this information shows the wheat production is day to day increasing, and at the end of the 2010-11 86.9% is available. Next, the group or cluster bar diagram. These charts are used when the independent variable is grouped in more than one category. So independent variable in the group more than one category, so it can be shows group or cluster diagram. Here the information is available, so the information is little bit blur. You just show the diagram and understand. Here the 6 to 7 year information is available, and three bars of each section is available. It is called group bar diagram. Then is pie diagram. A pie chart is circular statistical graph which is divided into sector to illustrate the numerical proportion of data. So pie diagram is a circle of all information and it is divided into the numerical form. Here the pie diagram example, the picture of pie diagram is available. You can see here the three types of the color is available in the pie diagram: black, light black, dark and white. So all the information pie diagram is drawn on 360 degrees in circle and is divided into the numerical form. Next is importance of economy. Understand the everyday behavior. Number one, it is useful in understanding the everyday behavior of human being, society and state while managing the routine tasks. So when you making your routine task, you just manage the employees of the staff. Economic helps in understanding everyday behavior in following way. So it helps in two ways: understanding the international event and understanding the historical event. So first, some international event affect life of people in several countries like USA, Russia, etc. People try to understand the impact of rise in price of crude oil international market and thereon their own cost of living. So understanding international event, some other countries increasing the price of other types of products. So we are using daily basis of these types of products. So we may calculate how many prices rise in that type of product. Next is understanding historical event. Knowledge of economic helps to understand the historical event better. Economic helps to understand the reason behind the wars, the entry of East India Company in the India for the trade, etc. So the understanding the historical event, all the historical event, which is easily understand by the help of diagram and graph, by the help of economics and diagram and graph, all the data, it's totally too easy to understand. Next is the economics important. First, decision making by individual. People from all the walks of life like household, lawyer, actors, singers and others try to get the maximum gain from the effort which they made. So everyone wants to get more and more benefit from the less work, from the proper work, from the more work, and optimum manner to increase their gain, and they are trying to increase their gain in optimum manner. Next, understanding the government policies. To understand government, the various policies of a state like tax policy, wage policy and so on. Knowledge of the economic is useful. So all the policies and all the knowledge is useful. People take decision according to the bank rate declared by the Reserve Bank of India. So people take many decisions regarding bank rate. And which is declared by RBI, Reserve Bank of India. Next is the professional decision making. Economic is useful in knowing scientific principles and theories which guide professional decision making. Revenue and cost, as well as the demand and supply are concepts which are used in all types of economic activity. So professional decision means they are follow the strict theories and rules of revenue and cost, of demand and supply, and all different types of theory and topics. Last, the example: what happen if the price is reduced in market with very high degrees of competition? So due to high degree, suddenly price reduced. Economic is a science which provide insight for day-to-day decision making. All human beings play a role as a consumer, producer, or labor from time to time in life. So economics is science and provide insight in the day-to-day activity. So human beings play a role as a consumer, producer, and labor also. Economic help them to take a rational decision for maximum gain or minimum cost. So economic helps to person to take any rational decision about the maximizing the profit of minimizing the cost. So thank you so much. Here our first chapter is totally complete. Now in the next session we are starting our another chapter. Thank you so much.